Hello everyone and welcome to the July Christmas Stampathon Challenge. Can you believe it's only 6 months till Christmas? What a better time, or no better time rather, to jump in and join us in our monthly Christmas Stampathon challenges and go back and check out our previous months to get ready for Christmas. Now this month's July challenge is a sketch. I will insert the image here so you can have a look at the sketch. Now the sketch, I will show you my take. So this is my take on the sketch. I've kept it very much to what the sketch is, but you can rotate the sketch. You can flip the sketch. You can omit an element and use the sketch as inspiration. There are so many things you can do with this sketch. So for my sketch today, I am using the Boughs of Holly Designer Series paper. I'm using 3 die sets. The stylish shapes, which I've used for the circles. I've used the Labels Aglow for both my label pieces. I've used the tree rings for the gold glimmer leaves, and the 2 stamp sets I've used the poinsettia from Ringed with Nature, which bundles with tree rings, and I've used the Sentiment from Brightest Glow that bundles with Lights Aglow. So these are fantastic sets. They are all fairly new in our most recent catalogues. So if you're in Australia and would like to purchase from me, I would love you to. So what we want you to do is to make 4 cards for this month's challenge. And I have already made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are going to make card number 6 together. And I have already pre-done many of my elements. I don't need this piece. My plan kind of changed and I'm not using that. I have my 2 stamps ready and I will pop my made cards, except for 1. I'll keep 1 to show you where we're aiming for, but I already have 5 there. So the colors I am using are Cherry Cobbler and Evening Evergreen. They're the basic colors I'm using. There are another couple of greens in the Designer Series paper, but I have kept it fairly simple. Okay, so I think what I'm going to start with is doing some assembly, some very simple assembly, and no, you know what? I'm going to do my stamping because I need a little bit of drying time because we're also using the Pearlized Enamel Effects Basics, and these bleed just the tinsiest bit. So if I can have this Cherry Cobbler ink dry for a few minutes, that will be fantastic. And yes, I did just get ink on my hand. So just very simple stamping, not doing anything heroic here. I think the thing I am doing a lot of with this card is layering, because this piece will go onto our vellum circle, and then we have our 2 labels that go onto the Designer Series paper, and then the glimmer gold stem pieces on top of there. So we've got lots of layers and complexity to this card. So I'm just going to take this label, and we've got the 'Tis the Season stamp, I was going to say stamp set, and the Evening Evergreen ink. So this was actually attached to the Stamparatus, and I desperately needed the plate for class. So we are hoping, praying to all the stamping gods that this stamps really well. I'm going to leave it here for a few seconds for that ink to transfer. I'm not sad about that. It's not perfect, but blind Freddie wouldn't notice. And I can say that because my husband's actually blind, but he isn't Freddie. So if you want to join us in this sketch, we'd love you to play along, and you can find us over on Facebook. So if you look up Christmas Stampathon 2022, you can find us over there, and there's a whole group, and there will be a post for this month's challenge, and I'll show a picture of the sketch. Make sure if any of your pieces are directional that you put them the right way. I only just averted disaster there. Okay, now I'm going to switch to use our Stampin' Seal. So yeah, pop your projects with your name and your country under the month's post that you're playing along with. And if you do it within the month, you can go, or you do actually go in the draw to win one of mine or our other contributors' cards, which is a bit of fun, and we love sharing our creations. And anyone in the world using Stampin' Up! Products can enter, because we do prefer you. Oh, I've got a couple of bits there. When this is dry, I will pop those bits out. So I'm just using our green multi-purpose glue here. So I do have a bit of wiggle room to play with. So I have my vertical and my horizontal element here. Now it's fine that they don't actually meet up, because I am going to cover this with our poinsettia, and you can't tell that there's that big gap underneath. So just with a few dimensionals, which I didn't have ready, we are going to pop these on. So this is a great kind of card to mass produce, and I really did mass produce the other cards. I designed one, and then I cut everything up, and I just had them ready. So I did all my stamping and my poinsettias, all the stamping of my sentiments, and then I went on and attached everything as required. And it's a good thing to take on the go. I often, if you follow me on social media, you can see that I do take my crafting to karate, where both my children and my husband, we spend a lot of time each week there, and a lot of the parents and the participants there will pop over and ask, Ellen, what are you working on at the moment? So they love seeing what I'm working on, and they'll quite often say, oh, save one of those for me. But often I don't have any available. So our glimmer paper can sometimes be very difficult to adhere. So what I'm going to use are glue dots. So I'm going to pop these over, and I'm just going to use one glue dot. That is all I need to adhere them, and I'm just going to tuck them under our stamped poinsettia, just to reinforce the vertical and the horizontal directions on this card. So that one there, and just grab one more. So this isn't a very messy card, but it may be messy with our final step, because I just want to tuck this leaf here in that nook right there, and it sort of connects everything together by just having that leaf in that nook just before the word. It's very visually pleasing. When I saw it, went in there, I went, oh, I love that. So we have our enamel basic. I need to, this is what I need. I need my silica mat. I have had a bit of a disaster with these a couple of weeks ago. So it comes in red, black, and the black is definitely more grey, and it comes, they call this white, but this is definitely more of a pearl effect. Now, before we even take the lid off, what I would recommend is giving this a few good firm taps to get the product all the way to the end of here. Now, not on the card or project that you're working on. I want you to gently squeeze and make sure the product is coming out. So you could make your own little pearls on the silica mat and then transfer those to the project. But what I am going to do, I'm going to be very brave, and I am going to create the pearls directly onto the project. So you kind of want to go straight up and straight down. Now they are kind of self-leveling, so they will dome down, which is perfect. So it is something you want to take your time with. I am still definitely learning with them, and you do want to pop them aside for a good couple of hours, if not overnight, to dry. So let me just replace this cap. Now, if this doesn't flow nicely, all you need to do is just grab a pin and pop it through the top to unclog it. Do not continue to squeeze. Ask me and one of my beautiful black shirts how I know not to do that, because it does have the black all over it. So, and I did show the aftermath photo of that. So you can see how these are beautifully dimensional and how the peaks have leveled out. Now, if you did want them a little bit less domed, you can just tap it like that, and it does just let them spread a little bit. But I really, really like them just like that. And that is our card complete. So that is card number 6. And I am going to be smart and put this right out of the way, because I don't want to ruin those pearls. Now I can show you my 5 cards that are all dry and complete. Also, don't put your little pearls too far together, because they will create a glob, and if you put them on an inked image, they do slightly pull some of the colour into it, but I don't mind that look. On the coloured cardstock, they stay true to colour, but these white ones do suck in just a tinsiest bit of colour, but I like that look. So I have used the Ringed with Nature stamp set for the poinsettia, the Brightest Glow for the sentiment. I can't even find the sentiment on here, right here in the middle. And the dies I used is the Labels Aglow, which goes with the Brightest Glow. Oops. We have the Tree Rings Hybrid Embossing Folder, which you can cut and emboss with, but we just used these stem pieces with the glimmer paper. I used the Stylish Shapes for our circles, and I used the beautiful Boughs of Holly paper, which it's just so rich and beautiful. Definitely have a look at that in the shop. I cannot wait to see your creations over on the Christmas Stampathon Facebook group. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed, or even leave me a message. So until next month for our August challenge, I had to think there. I will see you on the 25th of August for our August challenge. But in the meantime, I will see your creations. Have a wonderful month creating. Bye.